Inspiring a unique community through online learning. Military dependent online art education. Problems with locations of bases. Bases are more likely to be prone to be put in places that are lacking in educational facilities as well as money from the government. The reason they do this is because they hope to bring military personnel to these locations and bring money and economic support for these under lower class areas. Um, Another problem with this is that they lack high schools on the base. They do this because a lot of military personnel do not stay in past a certain amount of time, and they don't tend to have as many children past the age of middle school. Once children get into high school, most of the time these schools are placed off base, and because of the location they're at, they only have one available opportunity for a school, unless they go to private schools, which there wasn't any located in Delaware, Dover, Delaware Air Force Base. There's only one location of a school, which is called Caesar Rodney High School, where I graduated from. And then from there, I went to Florida Southern College and got my bachelor's degree in fine art. And now I am currently studying at the University of Florida, and I'm hoping to bring this program about from one base to the next and hopefully get it out there for military dependent children to understand the tools necessary to use, um, as well as getting networks and of people, not just, friends, trying to find friends, but networking to get your artwork out there, even though you're moving all over, um, you know, the United States or even nationally. Um, at our United States base is located around the world. Our mission statement, MDOAE, which is called Military Dependent of Art Education, to provide military dependents with access to other dependents interested in art, as well as a means of self expression to help ease stress, anxiety surrounding parents' deployment and reunion after a period of absence, frequent relocations, and other complex issues associated with the military lifestyle. To assist in providing basic to extensive understanding of art creation, critique, social networking, as well as professional exposure for higher educational pursuits. What makes us unique? Access from anywhere at any time, free educational links, multiple art lessons available all free, have access to military dependent competitions and scholarships, socialize with others and get proper critique skills from professional artists, know what mediums and tools are essential, and know what is available to you at your current base. Access from it anywhere at any time. What I would like is for, I mean, even if you're not a military dependent child, having access to a multitude of art, fine art, graphic design, everything in the form of arts. Because if you look at it through my perspective, yes, I want to be an art educator, so I do want to promote the arts. Um, but if you look at everything in the world, everything has a reason for it being there. And art, for me, is a means of self expression, the means of promoting products to sell, um, a means for getting an emotion out to other people to promote things, or infomercials such as trying to keep people from doing certain things that could harm them, promoting, bettering our environment. There's a multitude of reasons why art is important. Um, and I want you to be able to have access from anywhere, everywhere around the world. And the reason why, like I said before, I've chose military dependent children is because a lot of people don't understand what they go through on a daily basis. Yes, you do understand the idea of, a parent going and they chose that occupation. These children didn't choose for their parents to be in the military, but they do understand that they're doing a great justice for this, our government, protecting our freedoms and our rights. But they're lacking in educational pursuits, having influence by major other artists, being able to have their work critiqued, and understanding their emotional behaviors and keeping them out of problems such as going into jail, or it's very stressful moving around a lot and not knowing where you're going to be from one day to the next, and not getting to know people at a personal level. And I want them to be able to have that. The number one, hopefully, supporter that I want to get for, hopefully one day, it it will actually become an organization for me, is the Military Child Education Coalition. And I had no idea this existed until I looked into programs available for military children. Their vision to serve as a model of positive leadership and advocacy for ensuring inclusive, quality educational opportunities for all military connected children. Their mission is to ensure inclusive, quality educational experiences for all military connected children affected by mobility, family separation, and transition. Their goals: the Military Child Education Coalition will provide responsive and relevant support systems, resources, and products, expand the MCEC's outreach through engagement, advocacy, and partnerships, execute a strategic communications plan, build a strong, sustainable, and financial sound organization. This organization has been going on for years, and the problem is that a lot of military children don't know about it. Um, and I really feel they should be able to have access to this information, and it should be provided to them in their educational classes on base. Even the ones that are located off base, there should be a way for them to get the access to that information as well. And therefore, that's why I'm placing their link within this PowerPoint, and hopefully one day it'll be able to be on a website and clickable, and that there will be a lot more links, educational resources for these children to go to. Starting from one base to the next. Dover Air Force Base is located in Delaware. Of course, I had told you this already. But most bases have youth centers. They have elementary schools, pre-K. and sometimes daycare. It just depends. They have middle school, and usually their high school's off base. They have extra activities such as bowling, the movie theater, and the base pool where they can swim and do all sorts of things. But the problem with it is that it's a secluded community. It's its own community in itself. Nobody can get on to base unless a either someone with a military ID checks them in, signs them in and allows them on base. So a lot of children on base don't associate with anybody off base until they get into high school. And so this causes major issues with, socialization and thinking that everyone experiences the same problems they have with having to move around all the time. And it usually makes you secluded and not open to discussion with other kids because you don't really know how to relate to their life because they've lived there their whole entire lives. Or maybe they've moved maybe once or twice, but they've never moved around like tons and tons of times like military dependent children do. Um, so they're never in the same place for sometimes longer than a year. So why am I doing this? You ask? Well, I'm trying to explain to you exactly what it entails being a military child so you understand where you can go to for help if you need it for art education. Um, some bases do have an art program that is in their youth centers, but there's also a gallery. Sometimes they do competitions at the flight hangars just for independent or for dependent children, but those are far and few between. So I want to be able to provide scholarship programs a lot more for military dependent children, as well as access to online art tutorials like the ones that I just presented to you, which there would be a lot more than just that. That's just 2 years of college experience wrapped all into like 2 days. Um, but I want it free and available to everyone so that you have access to it. And the way that's going to work is by getting funding from other programs or other things in the area where those bases are located, like restaurants, for instance, promoting, better education for military dependent children within the arts, promoting it by putting posters out there for this online program so that not only can you use it online for anybody, even not just military dependents, but those that have to move around a lot due to their parents' jobs. Um, this way, you have access to a bulk load of information such as professional artists from past historical references for our history class. Um, Schools on base could start utilizing this so they have access, and even if they don't have a big art department, they can use it. And promote the arts by saying, hey, look, even though we don't have a big art program, maybe we can have a function at the youth centers so that they can get online and they can, watch these tutorials
And
and
this is the
promote each other's
bibliography
work
basically that I
and
used
get out
just
there
as
with
reference
professional
for,
educators. Online classes that I've seen that are free, that educators that have promoted the arts, as well as ones that have promoted um, military military members that do artwork as well. Um, These are free access, but they don't have enough free tutorials that deal with fine art as well as graphics and how you would go about using them interchangeably as a medium. But I hope that you really appreciate what I've done so far, and I'm hoping it goes further forward. And if you have any questions, feel free. You can email me at my professional email at melhearon@live.com. MELHEARON at LIVE.com. Or you can also view me on my YouTube channel at mel87champ at gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I look forward to meeting all of you, and hopefully this goes forward from here. Thank you. Bye.